Hi, welcome to episode 3 of the Beat the First Man vodcast with me, Mark Reed. So, swanky new opening titles. Hope you like those. Big shout out to Adam Meakin who pulled those together for me. And some have rather crassly suggested that the logo looks a bit like the Leeds badge. It's purely coincidence, I'm sure you'll agree. But massive shout out. He pulled that together in no time at all for me, and it's a nice little opening for it. So subscribers, we're up to 38 from a standing start just 2 weeks ago. We wanted to target 40, but I'll be honest, I never even thought I'd get 5. So to have 38 in the space of 2 weeks, I'm well chuffed. So again, thank you to all those who have subscribed. Please keep subscribing, keep liking. It just makes it all the more worthwhile. Sorry, I'm just having to get stuff set up for the next part. This is what I told you it'd be like. It's all live, there's nothing edited. It's just shit thrown together, to be honest, for a bit of a laugh. So anyway, on with the show, and time for a bit of this. Yes, some more tales of the unexpected. So far we've been quite a bit around the world. Last week we went to Thailand and everyone's new favourite, Johnny Baggio. Well, this week, I trawled for a bit, but I've ended up in the land of windmills, clogs, cheese, yes, sunny Netherlands. And a fixture last weekend between Sparta Rotterdam and AZ Alkmaar. So both sides only about 3 or 4 games into the season, and I will have to keep checking my notes on this one because honestly there's so much went on in this game, it's unbelievable. So Alkmaar are away from home and took a 9th minute lead. Zakaria Abukal giving them the lead after just 9 minutes. 5 minutes later they go 2-0 up. Danny de Wit, and you're thinking 14 minutes in, 2-0 up away from home at Sparta Rotterdam, happy days, 3 points incoming. 5 minutes later, so we're just 19 minutes into the game, and Zakaria Abukal gets his second of the game, making it 3-0 to Alkmaar. So this one's done and dusted, no two ways about it. 33 minutes, Danny de Wit gets his second of the game, 4-0 Alkmaar, 33 minutes gone, away at Sparta Rotterdam. It hasn't ended there. 5 minutes to half time, Alkmaar get a penalty. So you're thinking, slot this one in, 5-0 up at half time, game over. No, Toyin Cooper-Myers, he missed the penalty. So it went in at half time at 4-0. So just remember that penalty as we head further into this match. So you can imagine the two team talks. You've got Sparta Rotterdam coach is probably flinging every windmill and clog that he can throw in the changing rooms, while the Alkmaar guys are all sitting there eating some hash cakes, and probably that's what led to the second half, to be honest. So here's how it unfolded. 57 minutes in, and Abdou Haroui pulls one back for Sparta Rotterdam, making it 4-1, surely a consolation. 64 minutes, Dirk Abels gives them a bit of faint hope, makes it 4-2, but I mean we're still 4-2, there's only 26 minutes to go. With 5 minutes to go, it's still 4-2, but Alkmaar have a man sent off. Marco Bizzo gets sent off, so they're 4-2 up, reduced to 10 men. They can see this out, just get men behind the ball and hang on, simple. 2 minutes to go, they give away a penalty, which Lennart Tai slots home. So Sparta Rotterdam have pulled this back now to 4-3 from 4-0 down at half time. They're back to 4-3. In the 90th minute, Sven Mienens scores an equaliser for Sparta Rotterdam to grab an unlikely 4-4 draw. Just ridiculous. I mean, we've all seen comebacks in football matches before, but 4-0 down at half time. And remember that missed penalty just before half time? How bad does he feel now? But Alkmaar fans, they're used to it. The week before, they were away at Fortuna Sittard, and with 11 minutes to go, led 3-1, and unbelievably threw that away as well and drew 3-3. So if you think your team gives you a tough time, try being an AZ Alkmaar fan. So little shouty man, he's become a little bit of a favourite. Bit of a split one last week. Martin Tyler, a few people pulled little shouty man up on that one and said that's his thing, and you know, that's just what Martin Tyler does, and it's part of the loving for him. I'm not having it. Anyway, this week's shouty little man. Oh, this one should have been number 1, really. Champions League music. What the actual hell is that? But it gets worse, because now we've got Premier League music as the players line up shaking hands with each other or bumping elbows or whatever we can do now in these days. We listen to this galling anthem playing out over the tannoy as players get limbering up ready for the game. It's just an absolute load of tosh. What a waste of time. What next? Are we going to do it for all the way down the leagues? Maybe when we get to the conference we can have a bit of bad manners, or we get to the Hellenic League we can have like local bands playing the warm-up music. It's just shite. Sorry to use the expression, but it is absolute shite. Time to drop the Champions League and Premier League music. Let's just get back to the players coming out of the tunnel, quick warm-up, kick off the game, end that rubbish now. So there's Shouty Man's little rant for the week. But drum roll time, because we have a new feature, and it features nothing less than a Hollywood film star. I know what you're thinking. Brad Pitt, maybe, or George Clooney, Jennifer Aniston. No. It's Ted. Ted from Ted 1 and Ted 2. He's here. Now, unfortunately for Ted, we couldn't afford the fees to pay his agent, so he's not allowed to speak. So anything he says through me, because that way it doesn't cost me anything. We get it for nothing. And Ted's little feature he's decided to come up with, because obviously he's little, I'm little, so we're going to have Ted's Little Knob of the Week. So who will win Ted's Little Knob of the Week? Well, Ted, do you want to tell me? Ooh, yeah, I've got to say, Ted, I completely agree. This man is definitely entitled to the Little Knob of the Week, and it goes to the Secretary for Culture, Media and Sport, Oliver Dowden. So let's just clarify one thing, Mr. Dowden. Football supporters aren't allowed into football stadiums in any way, shape or form. None. Zero, zilch, none. Yet, in December, the Royal Albert Hall will be hosting a Christmas concert with 3,400 people indoors. Yet football fans, outdoors, can't sit in the stadiums, socially distanced. So let's take Oxford United, for sake of argument. Stadium capacity of 12,400. 10% of that capacity, 10%, 1,240. Are you telling me they can't socially distance in the stadium better than they can in the Albert Hall? It's outdoors. We keep getting told outdoors is safer than indoors, so surely it's safer to do it outdoors. So it is time to let some fans back in. I understand there's dangers. I understand we need to be sensible, but some fans can come back in. Smaller clubs are desperate for these finances. This isn't about the Premier League clubs. They will survive without crowds for a time being. The smaller clubs are desperate for something. So, Oliver, it's time to let the fans back in and help them out. And the biggest scientific thing that they keep coming up with is, the concourses and people will share lifts. I drove to work today. There's people sharing lifts right, left and centre. So, Ted and his little knob goes to Oliver Dowden. He wins this week. Ted will be back next week with the next Little Knob of the Week. Any nominations you've got, please send them through. He is more than willing to take nominations and he'll make a decision from there. But as I said, unfortunately, Ted can't speak. So it just leaves the usual weekly embarrassment for me of Guess v Knowledge. It's going brilliantly for me so far. 2 weeks in. Guess 1, Knowledge 0. Guess, as you know, being Tracy, who has no understanding or knowledge of football whatsoever, against Knowledge with my years of experience of football, 0. So this week, we're just going to show that we're not stuck in a Premier League bubble. This is a football podcast for everybody. It's not Premier League. It's not going to be just internationals. So this week, with no Premier League, we are going League One. We are going Northampton Town Cobblers, one for all you old Soccer AM fans there, versus Peterborough United. So League One clash. So I threw the names at Tracy last night. She gave me the blankest look I've ever seen from anyone. So when I explained that it was League One, etc., she said, "Oh God, I'm just going to have to guess." Well, that is kind of the point of Knowledge v Guess. You just guess. So I pushed her tonight, and she has come back with the prediction of Northampton 1, Peterborough 0. She was torn between 2-1 and 1-0, but she has gone for 1-0. I, meanwhile, have gone the opposite. So this is where shit could get real. So I have gone for Northampton 1, Peterborough 2. So my knowledge, based purely on the fact that I feel Peterborough are just going to have a bit too much firepower for them. I think they'll be too strong, and on the day are going to get the result. The local derby element, which, you know, there's a little bit of a local derby element there. With there being no crowds, that's kind of taken out the window, to be honest. So I think with that taken away, I genuinely think Peterborough will go there and pick up all 3 points. So that's it for this week. It's, you know, we've all said they're only going to be 10-15 minutes long. Thanks for all your comments last week. People were really impressed with last week's and had some lovely comments. People saying it was, you know, very funny and it was the best one yet. Although that's quite a low bar. There'd only been 2. So keep the comments coming. Honestly, it means the world to me, and I'm so chuffed that people like it and are taking the time to subscribe and watch it. This week's challenge, so last week we had the subscriber challenge. We failed by 2 subscribers to get what we wanted. So this week's is the Facebook group challenge. So we have a Facebook group. It's called Beat the First Man. At the moment we have 83 followers in the group. I want to get it over the 100. So if you are in the group, can you please send out invites to 2 people each? If every one of you sends it out to 2 people each, and only half of those take any interest whatsoever, we'll smash through the 100. For those who aren't friends with me on Facebook but are watching this, do the same. Join the group. Those who follow on Twitter, find it on Facebook. We will be going on Instagram next week as well. So we are going to be flooding the social media channels. As always, we're on Twitter at Beat the First MA2. You'll find us on there. And that's it. It's been good fun again. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you like our new Hollywood star. And as always, have a great time, and we'll see you next week.